Hi, welcome to eRacing GP, and we are doing the Global Edition, the third Global Edition we've been doing during this lockdown. My name's Alex Young, and to the left of me is Alistair Young. So we are obviously we've increased our rounds as if you've been following us. We have a copper class, a bronze class, a silver class, and a gold class. So these are the things that we are doing at the moment. Copper class is coming in just a moment, and we will be watching the races. And after copper class, bronze, silver, and then gold. We're going to see the action in a while, and then we will have a look. Let's have a look at the winners now of the lead championship leaders of all the classes right now. And you can see Alif Hamilton is leading the gold class still. Dylan Tan is silver, Zero Simodabila is bronze, and Francis Matrillo is in the copper class. Francis will be coming up later, and we will have a look at him. He had a great round 3, didn't he, Alistair? He won both the races, and that's why he's leading the championship right now.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Won the first race from a bit further behind on the grid. Oh no, from pole, but after making a mistake in the first lap, fell behind, forced his way back to the front, and then in the reverse grid, starting from I think 16th, he made his way back to the front again. So again, praise to him for last round. Let's see if he can do it again. Practice right now, we're looking at the times. He is P1, he's purple and looking very strong. Couple tenths in front of second.
Yeah, he's looking very good indeed. Let's look at the championship tables then for copper class, and we'll see who else is down there. Like you said, Matrillo at the top. Gianelli Cruz also had a good round 4, so he's up in second position. Orati in third. Philippines 1, 2, 3. Oliveira, now he was leading the championship, but he had a disastrous round 4. Did not get the points that he needed, and that's why he's all the way down there. But you know, he's not too far back. He can still recover. Over to the Nations Cup. Look at that. These are the Nations Cup for all the countries involved. And Philippines and Singapore tied at the top. Singapore had a very good round 4. Now, the points from this are taken across all 4 championships. Bronze, silver, copper and gold. So you really need to have, if you want to win this, to have strong performances in all classes. Malaysia lagging behind a bit in third. I think it's going to be a battle between Philippines and Singapore over the last 2 rounds. Onto the team championship. Sim Racing Filipinas is looking very strong. They've been, they've really built their championship by being very strong in copper, very strong in bronze, often finishing first and second. And that's why they are leading the championship quite clearly. Stratus Motorsports, a Malaysian-based go-kart team actually, with esports, doing well in second place, and Tedco X Project Mu Racing in third. So now down to the on-track action. We're following Orati right at the moment. Orati, Filipino driver, very good. Let's see who else. Shall we follow him for a lap? Alistair, take us around the lap.
Sure. Okay, so starting the start-finish line, you want to come across to the left, get as close to the wall as possible. Across the line now, you want to minimize the distance through here on the run down to turn 1. Turn 1, tricky braking zone, downhill. Very easy to lock up that front left. As you turn in for the double apex of the Andretti hairpin. Now, coming over straight, you want to exit nice and straight for the right-hander, turn 3. Probably a lift or maybe a light brake. You want to carry all the speed through 3 and all the speed into 4. Get a good exit for the straight here. So as he's coming through 4, nice long straight, good for slipstreaming. Coming up now is turn 5. Not a very heavy braking zone, but it's very cambered. So you want to get in early, use the camber, hug that curb, use all the exit on the way out. In the IndyCar, you can actually put a wheel on the curb and a wheel on the grass. Here, very quick, turn 6. Touch a brake, maybe even a lift. Now coming up for one of the most famous corners in all of motorsport, the corkscrew here in Laguna Seca. Downhill, it's like a 5-story drop. This left into the right, he's cut the corner, so he's messed up the braking a bit into the left-hander. Now through the rainy curve, very quick again. The track is very smooth, very undulating, very cambered. Coming into turn 10, another very cambered corner, you can see the undulation through there, and now another tricky braking zone. You need to be soft on the brakes. It's really easy to lock up the rears into the last corner. Yeah, and that's one lap around Laguna Seca.
Oh, thanks very much, Alistair. I mean, yeah, everyone talks about the corkscrew. It is obviously the most distinctive corner on the track, but I really like this track. I drove it twice in A1 GP. And the key to the lap time really are those fast sweeping corners, turn 4, turn 5, rainy curve like you mentioned, turn 9. That was a massive corner in an A1GP car. I remember that was where a lot of lap time was. And of course turn 10 as well. So only really the last corner and the first corner are very slow, but the rest it's a really fast flowing track.
Yeah, you need a very good flow to be able to be quick. Consistency is the key, because it's really easy to make a mistake, because it's such an old school track. You don't have that concrete runoff that you do in new tracks nowadays. It's dirt and gravel. Once you're on that, your tires are dirty, and it makes it very tricky to stick it for the next couple of corners.
Yeah, good point. Okay, well, so we have got an onboard lap actually. It's with Jason Tay, who's coming up later in the gold class in the IndyCar. Obviously, the Indy cars are quite a bit quicker than the CR1 cars we're watching right now, but still, let's watch that as he talks us around the lap of Laguna Seca.
Hello everyone, and my name is Jason, and today I'll be taking you on a lap around the Mazda Raceway, Laguna, the WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca circuit. Here we are on start-finish straight, going up the hill into turn 1. And stamp on the brakes for turn 2. And brush for the brakes into turn 3. Lift of the throttle for turn 4. And then late braking for turn 5. Try to carry speed through this corner. Use the banking of the corner to carry your momentum. Small lift to this scary corner right here, up the hill into the very famous corner, which is the corkscrew. Try not to lock your wheels going into it. Keep the apex on the inside. Flat out downhill section right here. Don't lift. Small dab of the brakes into this right hander. And near your braking point for the last corner. And use all of the track on the exit. And try to not wheel spin like I did. And across the line. And that's a lap of the Laguna Seca circuit.
Wow, thank you, Jason, for that lap around Laguna. Yeah, you can really see the undulations as you go up and down there. So Alistair, 40 seconds of practice left. Qualifying is going to start right after it. For those of you that are new, for the Copper class we do 2 sprint races, a 15-minute race for race 1 and then straight away to race 2, which is a reverse grid race for race 2. But before we get to qualifying, let's have a look at the spotter's guide. Okay, so if you look at the spotter's guide here, you can see the top 10 here really are in championship order. And then the rest in the spotter's guide, from James Kong in 11th all the way down to Matthew Lesniewski in 30th, are their positions on the weekly leaderboard. These drivers always have to qualify for this race through the weekly leaderboard on Race Room. Only the top 10 in the championship are guaranteed of a seat. So these are the guys who are quick. Some new faces there as well, but the guys at the front, Philippines right at the top. And you can see some of the car color schemes as well. Like the green ones, they kind of signal the same team. You've got Sri Murugan and Yannick David in green cars. They're there with Stratos Motorsports. And of course Sim Racing Filipinas in the blue, white and red of the top 3 cars. Right, so qualifying. We're with Orate right now, but let's follow Thiago Oliveira. He was a championship leader, but obviously had a disastrous round 4. Let's take a look at this lap.
Yeah, he put a P1 in practice as well just now, just pipping Matriello, which was quite interesting to see. He's definitely going to be wanting to capitalize this weekend after last round, because he came into it leading the championship and came out in 4th. So he's got a lot to prove and a lot of pressure as he spins here at turn 3.
Yeah, I think we just talked about the pressure. Let's go with Matrillo now. He is a championship leader, but he makes a mistake as well, so it shows how hard everyone's pushing. He's restarting his lap as well. Maybe go back with Rigo Dutoit. He's actually, he hasn't made a mistake. Dutoit, I think, is 5th or 6th in the championship. He's had a purple Sector 1 coming up to corkscrew now. See if he can hold on for the rest of the lap. Through corkscrew, nice and neat. Now coming through rainy curve. Always hard to know where to turn in through here, but if you get it just right, you can carry so much speed. He's purple in sector 2, so this is looking like a very good lap indeed. 2 more corners to go. Oh, he takes too much of the sausage curve on the right, and that spits him offline. That would have cost him a couple tenths of the lap for sure. Now through the last corner, needs to make it nice and neat. Gets out of the corner. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Uses a bit of the AstroTurf for the exit. And because I think it's the first person to cross the finish line, he goes second. Second at the moment. Janelli Cruz is quickest at the moment with a 29.5. But let's go back to Thiago Oliveira, see how he's doing on his lap. He's gone purple on sector 1. Look at that, 9 tenths up on sector 1. So he's looking very good indeed. This could be good enough for pole position. Some very competitive drivers just behind him, but he's gone purple in sector 2. That's a big way, isn't that, Alistair?
Yeah, 6 tenths in that second sector. Looking very neat, very tidy, no mistakes. The one thing you want to do around this track is get as close to the sausage curbs. You know, we see drivers hit them and getting spat out. And in the silver and gold class, you may even see people bending suspension over those things. They are very dangerous.
So get as close to him as possible without actually touching him. Oliveira, quickest, 27.4. Wow, that's a great lap time. That's super quick indeed.
Oh, 8 tenths off P2. That's a big jump. I think people are going to struggle to match that. But Michiello, looking very quick in practice, so let's see what he can do.
So Michiello, he went third quickest, a second off Oliveira. That's not where he needs to be. He's normally a lot quicker than that. So he's obviously now he's on his second lap here. He's had an aborted run. He's done another lap. Oh, he's messy again. He's off. That's going to cost him loads of time. Wow, if I was him, I'd restart this lap. What do you think, Alistair?
Yeah, he might have got away with it. As long as you're not in the gravel, you can hold on to a lap. Oh, but there you go. His tires must have been too dirty and might have caused a bit of understeer through turn 4. So he's chosen to restart his lap. Looking like he's going for walkabouts in the gravel. Not sure what he's up to.
Whoops, yeah, so just lagging quite a bit, but we're back with him now as he starts his lap. Across the start, finish straight he goes. Turn 1. Got to nail your braking just after. What is that? That's some feet, isn't it?
Yeah. So what? 210 feet?
Yeah, something like that. Gets nice. Looks a lot cleaner through turn 2. Doesn't use all the curb there. Interestingly, all the width of the road at the exit there.
Yeah, I think you might have had a moment. Just had a bit of oversteer and had to correct out there.
Okay. Well, this is it. Pressure's on. Oliveira with a great lap. He's on pole position. Matrillo, the championship leader. If he wants to get pole, he needs to start showing some good sector times. He's coming to the end of sector 1 now. For some reason the timing screens are not showing the sectors at the moment. It's not been such a clean lap though, is it, Alistair? He's been a bit messy getting on the grass a bit, or the sand, shall we say.
Yeah, it's a bit odd seeing Michiello like this. You know, he's normally very clean and composed, but it's almost like he's stressing out a bit for these qualifying laps. Let's see how neat he is through here. Tidy, looking good, carrying the speed. Through rainy, maybe turned in a touch too early. Looks like he missed the apex slightly. How's he looking through the sectors? 3 tenths off in sector 2.
Yeah, but it's green sector, so he's on course to go faster, but it won't be good enough for pole position, I'll tell you that. Goes through the last corner now. It's a bit of a drag before you hit the start-finish line. It's so easy to get that last corner wrong. And he crosses the line. He stays in third. Wow, what do you... No, he goes to second, sorry. He's up to second, 7 tenths down. Let's look at his championship rival, Janelli Cruz. He's coming to the end of his lap. Oof, messy sector 1, messy sector 2. I mean, it's his fastest, but it's way off the time he needs to be. Cruz, who's second in the championship right now, he comes across the line. And, wow. Yeah, he's not really anywhere, is he? 4th position. Well, not too bad.
Yeah. Oliveira coming in, he knows he has to do something this weekend. He knows he has to win both races if he wants to stay in this championship fight, and he's off to a great start.
Yeah, look at that, 7 tenths. I really thought Matrillo would have been challenging for pole, and we saw in his practice times it was very good, but unable. 7 tenths off in second position. Shazrul Imran did a really good job, P3 there, and then Cruz, Arate, and Kalam 4th to 6th position. Peter Dutoit popped up there very late, 7th. Azmi Arafin in 8th. Nafal Ahmad in 9th, who's I believe he's the son of Iko Ahmad, who's also racing. And Arjuna Santa rounds out the top 10.
And Sri Murugan and was it Regal Dutoit or Peter Dutoit down in 11th and 12th, so they've had a nightmare of a session. Normally it's even quite quick. quick up in the front, fighting in the top 10, top 7.
Yeah, we do. So the Dutoit brothers a bit inconsistent, but Peter's a little bit further placed. Yeah, they had a really bad round 4 as well, so they'll be keen to try and get up to the front.
Laguna Seca is such a kind of weird track to drive, so you do get these mixed results sometimes. And I think you'll see it in IndyCar as well in the races, because there is no qualifying this weekend, but it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Okay, now we're going for race 1. Qualifying is done and dusted. This is the copper class, a lot of beginners here. The damage is not full, because if it was full I think a lot of drivers wouldn't finish. But we are on, the red lights are on. Let's see when they go out. It's a long wait for the red lights. And there they go. Whoa, poor start by Oliveira. Matrulio though, great start. Oliveira, the New Zealander, they just get swamped at the starts. Cars going left and right. And Matrulio, the championship leader, goes into the lead. But he's got Arate, I think, just behind. Oh, someone goes off on the run to turn 1. Wow, it's getting very argy-bargy now. Whoa. Wow. What happened there? There was some lag, but Matrulio, the championship leader, he's out of there. Arate has taken him off. I think there might have been a combination of a touch with Arate and, of course, maybe some lag. But he's gone. Arate is third in the championship, so he's in the championship hunt. Oliveira managed to recover from turn 1. He'll be very happy with position 2, especially to see Matrulio nowhere right now. He's gone right to the back of the grid.
Yeah, that's surprising, championship leaders out. This is what these guys in the top 5 are dreaming of,
Yeah.
This is what they need. They're going to have to capitalize and get as many points as they can to close the gap, because he's 20 points ahead of second. He's got a big margin, so yeah, I think the top 5 are going to be battling hard for that maximum point.
Yeah, so there's Matrulio in 19th. He's going to have to try and get back in the points, but back at the front there, Thiago Oliveira just went through the corkscrew, now through a rainy curve, sweeping left-hander, really dips down. You turn in just a fraction too late, you get so much understeer and you can't make the apex. But Arate, wow, Arate's really kind of disappearing at the front at the moment, looking very good indeed. While he's got two blue cars, Oliveira and Iman close behind. Cruz and Callum run out the top 5 with the Dutoit brothers in 6th and 7th.
Yeah, good start for the Dutoit brothers up there. Where's Morgan? Down in 20th position ahead of Andrew Condrolachis and Santa down there.
Yeah. There's Murugan at the back. This is a quick driver, but still learning the racecraft parts of the racing, so he's back a little bit. Francis up to 18th position. Big fight though for P3 at the moment. Oh, Iman's just gone off. And it's allowed Cruz to get through. So let's see if he can recover. This tires will be dirty, and he'll try and recover now to see the. Well, he's got the inside of this next left-hander. Maybe he can just keep that position, and he does. He holds on to 4th for now. But Callum is all over the back of him.
Arate disappearing at the front. Oliveira and Cruz, mighty task now to close that gap. 12 minutes on the clock. Let's see if Oliveira's pace from qualifying transfers over to the race with higher fuel.
Yeah, so he was so quick in qualifying, but he's not able to do the lap times at the moment. Arate's doing a great job. 1.5 seconds he's pulled out in the last lap and a half. So yeah, Oliveira just at the moment, he's looking very clean shaven. I remember he had a moustache in the last round, but he's looking nice, clean shaven on the bottom right of your screen. Seems to be working for him at the moment, but at the moment it seems to be Zetric Arate at the moment. Zetric Arate doing a great job in P1, pulling out the gap. Although Oliveira through the last 2 corners has caught up a bit. It's only 1.2 seconds, 1.1 seconds off the pace at the moment. Let's look a bit further back. The Dutoit brothers in the 2 green cars. Whoa, there we go. Peter Dutoit defending from Kelvin Powell. Powell looks on the inside, not quite able to make it. Got Hendra Adeputra right behind him and Muhammad Ilyas also right behind the 2 Malaysians, very young Malaysians, trying to get further into the top 10. I must say it's a good showing by Hendra Adeputra. I think he's only 12 years old, so he's very new to sim racing, but he's done a good job to get up to P9. Of course, Muhammad Ilyas as well. You've seen him show quite well in the previous rounds. He's only, I think, his 3rd race in sim racing, so good to see there. Iko Ahmad, the Indonesian. There are actually 3 Ahmads here. There's Rio Ahmad, who's Iko's brother, and of course he has a son as well who's driving today as well. Iman though looking to try and get back into P3, has a moment of the corkscrew. He's all over the back of Cruz. Oh, but he just overcooks it there a bit, doesn't he, Alistair?
Yeah, both Cruz and Iman look like they missed their braking a bit. I think Iman's paying a bit too much attention to Cruz. You know, he's making the mistakes Cruz is making and not focusing on himself. So that gap is dropping even more now. Oliveira, 3 seconds off P1 now.
Wow, he must have made a mistake. He's nowhere. So Oliveira, as we see him come across the start-finish line in the blue car, he's wow, 2.8 seconds behind the leader now. That is a surprise. You really thought he'd be catching up and taking the fight to the leader, but just shows you what a good job Zetric Arata is doing. He's just pulling away at the front, and at the moment, Oliveira has no answer.
Yeah, and he locked up into turn 1. Makes me wonder if he might have a flat spot, possibly.
Yeah, so if this was full damage, for sure he'd be having a flat spot and be really suffering. I don't know if CR1 cars suffer with flat spots with limited damage, but whatever the reason, he's definitely struggling a little bit right now. Orate there with his thanks for the seat sign on the bottom right. Well, you're welcome. I don't know if he's thanking us or if he's thanking someone for lending him the actual rig that he's using to drive right now. He's in the Philippines, but wow, he's been really impressive these first few laps, and deserved race leader at the moment.
Calm, cool, collected words describes Orate out in the front. Oliveira close 2/10 over this lap, which is alright, but Cruz is really pulling the gap now to Oliveira. They're closing in, the fight for second is coming. It'll be interesting to see Kiwi versus Philippines.
Wow, do you see what Cruz did? He straddled the sausage curve at turn 11. He was really very aggressive in using all the road at the apex. I was really surprised to see that work, because I expected the sausage curve to kind of bounce him off.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, especially with these CR1s, because they're not like Formula cars where you kind of have that gap underneath the push rods. So in the Indy cars, I know you can do it if you keep your wheel right on the inside of the sausage curve. You can ride over it, but that is quite interesting seeing the CR1s do it, not getting spat out to the side.
Now, just checking Cruz there, looking very good. He's closing the gap, a little bit further back to him. Detroit, the Detroit brothers a bit further back. Let's look at further action down, a bit further down. Hendry Adeputra, he's dropped down a few positions, down 11 positions behind Nafal Ahmad, the younger son of Iqbal Ahmad, and doing a good job there.
Rigo Dutois dropped back, but Peter Dutois come up to 5th place from starting 7th on the grid.
Looking good.
Peter's done well. Rigo struggling. The two brothers have some work to do to bring in some points from Vietnam. Philippines is looking good. They're running 1st and 3rd for the Nations Cup.
1st and 3rd again. You know, this is where they've made their campaign. That's why Philippines is winning so well. So the performances in the Copper Cup. Oh, Nafal Ahmad looked down. Oh, there's some lag going on. Oh, and he spins. He was trying to overtake, I think, his father, or it might have been his uncle. And that's it. He spun out. It's going to be hard to recover from there.
Gonna be an interesting family dinner.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's like if you took me out or something. You'd be sleeping at your mum's, I think.
Yeah. In the garden.
Okay, back at the front though, Iman, he seems to have settled down, and he looks to have closed the gap down to Cruz. He dropped back a bit, and he had what happened to the car behind him? Kalam, he's disappeared as well. John Kalam's disappeared. He was right at the back of Iman, but he seems to be struggling. That's allowed Iman to just not worry about the driver behind him and focus on the road in front, and he's closed the gap to Cruz, who's having this almighty battle with Oliveira for 2nd position. He's really, Oliveira getting a little bit of a wiggle on the exit there, on the dust. So Alistair, where can we overtake here?
Laguna Seca? Nowhere? I don't know, you have to be pretty creative to make a move around here and pretty gutsy. The big braking zones I can think of are maybe turn 1 and possibly the corkscrew, but for anyone to make a move at the corkscrew is a bit of a Hail Mary, let's put it that way.
Well, I remember Alex Zanardi making a move at the corkscrew once. Oh, what was this, maybe 23 years ago. It was such a great move. Everyone was shocked by it, but it was a great move. I think it was the last lap of the race. So you can overtake the corkscrew, you can overtake the last corner. It is a bit tricky, but the best place to overtake really is turn 1. And Cruz now has made a couple mistakes, and really he's coming under pressure from Shazrul Iman right now. Further back, Azmi Arafin's also having a look at the inside of Hendrade Putra. Putra, will he defend the inside? Yes, he does. He does cover the inside. But Arafin looks to the outside. Will he try the switchback and go to the inside? No, decides to be a bit more careful. Putra there, running out of road a bit, running a bit wide. And Arafin now coming under pressure from Isaac Dare, the Australian, new to ERGP, and doing a great job, a fine job in 11th position at the moment. Points all the way down to 15, so he will score points if he stays there. Rigo Dutoit right behind him in the green and red car. Dutoit obviously had some trouble in a few laps ago, and he dropped right down, and he's trying to come back through the field. Wow, there we go, Arafin there looking down the inside. Oh, he's got a good exit out of this corner, and Adi Putra is going to struggle. He's not going to be able to defend him. Arafin then goes through.
He's off.
Position 9. It's going to allow Dare to get around him. Dare in the yellow car. And Rigo Dutoit, side by side, three abreast as they come to the corkscrew. That doesn't really work. Whoa, they all break super late there, but Dare managed to make it through, and Rigo Dutoit also follows him through past Azmi Arafin.
Azmi Arafin with a slight corner cut to the second part of the corkscrew, but I'm surprised they made it through there. 3 wide into the corkscrew is something you don't see.
Yeah, I thought that was definitely going to result in one of the cars in the barriers. Fortunately, it didn't happen. So the drivers managed to survive another day as Dare then runs wide. I think he's got enough of a gap. He should be able to keep that position, 8th position he's now in. But look at this, Azmi Arafin side by side with Rigo Dutoit. He's on the outside, Arafin. He's trying to break super late, trying to go around the outside. Rigo Dutoit manages to make the move stick. Rigo comes right back at him though and takes the move back. Wow, this is a really tough fight for position 8, 9, and 10. We have close fights going throughout the whole field, and you can overtake after all. Arafin dives down the inside of Dare, caught Dare napping, seems to have made the move stick. Sorry, Rigo Dutoit made the move stick, and wow, Arafin's followed him through.
Yeah, there's too much happening, so much happening. This battle is either going to end in tears or someone's going to feel really good at the end of this. 3 minutes on the clock, and they're just going side by side, 2 wide, 3 wide. I'm interested to see who finishes in 8th. This is a fight for 8th position here.
Further up, we have Kelvin Pao from Malaysia. He's riding by himself a bit. He was all over the back of Francis Matrillo, who's just up the road, but he's just slipped back. Francis there, though, he's done a good job of getting up to P6. Remember, Matrillo, the championship leader, had a disastrous first turn 2 on lap 1, and he fell to the very back of the grid. But he's done a great job to get up to P6, and he'll score some useful championship points to hold on to his championship lead. Back at the front though, Cedric Arate still leading by 3 seconds from Thiago Oliveira. That's a really nice gap, and he's kind of distanced Janelli Cruz a bit in 3rd position. And Cruz now really has Iman from Malaysia all over his back. Yeah, I think this is going to go all the way to the end, Alistair.
Yeah, probably will. I think Oliveira is safe at the moment, but Janelli Cruz and Iman are really going to battle it out. Iman's been steadily closing that gap, and it looks like Cruz has now seen him in his mirrors. He's looking behind him. This is the fight for the final podium position, so they're going to give it everything they have.
So Janelli Cruz, he's 2nd in the championship at the moment, with Matrillo down in 6th position. He will eat into the championship leaders' lead. Won't be close enough, I think, to take the lead, but certainly bring it a lot closer. And of course, Oliveira in 2nd position. I think he's 4th or 5th in the championship. That's going to put him in a good position too. But the winner, really, the guy that's really going to gain is Arate. Arate at the moment, he's 3rd in the championship at 93 points. 27 points off the championship lead, off Matrillo. Still, I think he might be a bit too far, but it's certainly going to help. And who knows, maybe if he gets another win in race 2, he'll be looking very good indeed.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see now. Peter Dutoit, Rigo Dutoit have both come up again. Morgan still struggling in 13th. Is it with traffic, or maybe he just doesn't have the pace this weekend?
Yeah, no, I think he's struggling with pace. That first lap was also very messy for him. But you're right about Rigo de Tour. He seemed to be a bit more comfortable now in position 8. Looks a bit more comfortable. I'm going to say looks because Arifin is still all over the back of him. He's not far indeed. Dare and Santa just behind them as well. But back at the front, Iman now having a look at Cruz. Wow, he's really all over the back. This is the fight for the final podium position. Iman looks like he's got a good move out of that corner. Corkscrew coming. He's on the outside for the corkscrew. He wants to be on the inside for it. But yeah, you can't really go around the outside. So this is the penultimate lap, I feel. Or is it? Could this be the last lap? We're not sure. 16 seconds to go.
14 seconds. This is the last lap. This is Cedric Arate's last corner, final corner on the last lap, I think.
Well, let's see if he crosses the line. 6 seconds to go. I think he will. This is the last lap, and Arate crosses the line. No! Was it? No, one more lap.
No, that's it. He's taking it. Hands are off the wheel.
Yeah, it's okay. Wow, that was so close. So, Arate wins from Thiago Oliveira from New Zealand, Janelli Cruz from Philippines in 3rd, Shazrul Iman in 4th, Peter de Tour crosses the line in 5th, Francis Matrillo, championship leader in 6th, and just a bit further back, this battle, Kelvin Powell in 7th, really good to in 8th, and then this battle here for 9th, 10th, 11th between Azmi Arifin, Arjuna Santa, and Isaac Dare. Wow, that was an exciting race. Some really good midfield battles. But really, Arate there, really good job indeed to take that win. He'll be super pleased with that. But he knows it's not over yet. He knows. If you could watch his video right now, he's very focused indeed. Let's see if we can put up his video. You can see he's very focused indeed. There he is. He knows there's one more race to go. He will start, I think it's top 15 reversed for Copper. So he'll start in 15th position. So it's still a lot more to do, but he knows he's done the main thing. He's put himself in the hunt for the championship. He'll make a good ground on Cruz and Matrillo, who's in front of him. And if he can do something special here in race 2, then you could really see maybe he could become a championship contender.
Great recovery drive from the championship leader, down in 6th from coming from last on the grid after that spin at turn 3. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We got the young driver Ade Putra on pole for this race.
Oh, that will be exciting. Here we are, confirmation of the results. Obviously, barring any stewards' decisions that might come up after the race. Oliveira with fastest lap. That's going to be very tasty for him as well. That will get him back into the championship hunt as well. Matrillo, your championship leader in 6th, like you said, not so good for him, but it will make the championship look a lot better. Wow, so daylight is fading. This is the reverse grid race. You can see it's sunset now. Will we have enough light before the end of the race? I'm sorry, I love our esports. We can simulate all these cool things. Yeah, it's going to be... So, any chance of overtaking Alistair, you think?
Headlights are on. It's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of action at the start of this grid. We're going to see a pretty piled up first couple laps, I think. Pole on the outside for some reason though. 5 red lights.
Jahan Kalam gets a great start. No, sorry, he gets a poor start. I was looking at the wrong car. And Ade Putra has a great start. So the young Malaysian is up into the lead. But looking down the inside of him is Murugan. Oh, Murugan pulls out of it last minute and just makes it around. But yeah, wow. So Kalam in the lead now. In position 3 with Ade Putra in front, Murugan in 2nd. And Iko Ahmad in 4th position.
Morgan in 1st now, he's made the move.
Good move indeed. But Ade Putra able to come back at him. No, he's not. So Kalam now looking down the inside of this left-hander. Oh, but Putra, brave, just keeps it on the outside, leaves some space at the apex. That's the way to defend. Really well done by Ade Putra to defend that position, and he holds on to 2nd position for now.
Morgan looking like a hungry animal for this win. If you look at that POV, look at him, the focus, the hunger for the win. That is a racing face right there.
He is breathing hard though. You can see his chest heaving up and down, so he's got to stay relaxed. Still 13 plus minutes to go, so he needs to be calm. He doesn't want to get too tense and then end up tightening up and making a mistake.
He's pulled a 1 second gap, so he's done well in this opening lap.
Further back, let's see how the championship leaders are doing. Arate had a great lap, good first lap. He's up to 11. This is exactly what he needed. Championship rivals are all behind him.
Oliveira backwards.
Oh, that's someone. What happened there? Someone spun. Oliveira missed that, but Matrillo again with a disastrous first lap. There he is. He's in 20th position, right at the back. We missed it. He must have had some sort of incident. He's right at the back now. Disaster for the championship leader. Whoa, and now he spins off. Careless, just had contact on the way to turn 1. Oh, hopefully he can keep going. I hope this is not his race done and dusted. But yeah, Matrillo, championship leader. I don't know if it's bad luck or if he's succumbing to the pressure of being in the championship lead, but he's all the way at the back now. But the big winner, Zetrik Arata, he won race 1, and now he is up to position 8. He's had the perfect first couple of laps, and wow, he's really going to close the gap to the championship leader now.
Swings and roundabouts for the championship leaders here in Copper Class. It seems that whoever leads a championship into a round just doesn't have the luck, as now we've seen it with Oliveira in the previous round, finishing outside the points in both races, and now with Matrillo down in 25th position now?
He's really struggling. Back at the front though, Sri Murugan, oh, he hits the sausage curve. That would have cost him a bit of time, but managed to recover right now. He's leading the race, 1.8 seconds. He's doing all he can to try and extend the championship gap. His lead. He's, like you said, he seems to be struggling for form a bit at the moment, but he's doing a good job to hold on for this reverse grid race. Adre Putra in second position, followed by Jam Kalam in third. Kalam also had a great couple of laps. He's up there in the championship as well. Oh, looks down the inside of turn 1. Not quite able to make it move, Alistair.
Yeah, you have to be committed to make a move here around Laguna Seca. Braking zones are small, so you really got to lunge it and make sure you're side by side. Even if you're halfway down the inside, that's not enough to make a move around here. You've got to make sure you're side by side. But the race leader, Sri Murugan, fastest lap of the race at the moment by 2/10, so he's looking very strong as well.
Adeputra tries to come back down the inside, not able to make it at the moment. Isaac Dare, the Australian, had a really good couple of laps as well. He's in 4th position ahead of Azmi Arafin. So these two drivers will continue their battle from race 1. They were at it pretty much all of race 1, and I think they're going to be at it all of race 2. Zetrik Arate, the race 1 winner, in position 6. He's got to try a bit of a gap to close up position 5, but doing a good job there. Kenneth Wong and Thiago Oliveira. Oliveira is also going to move up in the championship with Matrillo all the way at the back now. Oliveira's 3rd at the moment. What was that? Iman there. Well, he went off. I think he just had a spin, so he's dropped right down to the back of the field. Back with Oliveira though. He's all over the back with Janelli Cruz. He needs to get in front of Janelli Cruz. Cruz is 2nd in the championship at the moment, and really Oliveira, he wants that position badly. He needs to take some risks. Oh, what happened there? He's gone wide. Oh, no, that's lag in the game. He's still there. Phew. I thought we lost him for a second there. But good to see that he's still in the fight. We hate to see. It's one of the problems of having online games. Pretty much the only problem, really. There's a lot of pluses with online racing. But one of the small problems is that you can sometimes get lag, and through no fault of your own, other than the internet connection, have a mechanical failure and get kicked out of the race. Having said that, I guess mechanical failures are always going to be part and parcel of motor racing.
Yeah, it's one of the things about motor racing that just doesn't go away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oliveira, strong. He was in the slipstream. I think he's ready to make a move in a couple laps, possibly on Janelli Cruz. Looking at the gap, then 2/10 away. But Adre Putra, P3, final podium position. He was on pole, and he's trying to chase down Kalam.
Oh, someone made a mistake there. I think that was Dare. Yes, Dare's gone off at the top of the corkscrew. He's gonna fall back for sure. So Adeputra has some breathing room right now. Azmin Arifin just behind him, and Zetrik Arate there's in position 5.
That's 2 cars now we've seen go off to the right with a corkscrew under braking as they come over that crest. Again, really easy to lock up the brakes. I wouldn't be surprised if they're maybe snatching one of the rear tyres and trying to correct, and it's just sending them off into a wall.
This battle for position 6, oh, it's getting very tasty indeed. Cruz there holding on to onto position 6. He's second in the championship. Third in the championship right now is Oliveira, right behind him. And really, these Cruz might go into the championship lead now with Matrillo all the way at the back. Matrillo now in 14th position. I think he's going to lose the championship lead to Ginelli Cruz. Yeah, Ginelli Cruz only 19 points off the lead at the moment. Would have got a good 10 points. Sorry, 6 points, I think, on Matrillo in race 1. Still touch and go, because Matrillo could get into the top 10 to score some points, and if that happens. But anyway, it's going to be very close between Cruz and Matrillo. But Cruz, you know, it's 8 minutes still to go. He needs to try and get in the top 5 and not lose any positions. But Oliveira is just right behind him, and he'll have something to say about that, isn't he? The New Zealander, all over the back, you know. He knows this is a good chance for him to try and get some championship points. Alistair.
Tree Morgan, one of the 3 drivers in the 29s now, 1 second faster than Callum in P2, so he's pulling a gap. Ginelli Cruz and Thiago Oliveira, the only other drivers doing high 29s. So those are the quick drivers to look at for at the moment.
Yeah, it's good to see Murugan looking, you know, a lot calmer now. It looked a bit tense on lap 1. Still looks a bit tense, to be honest, but very intense sort of driver, I think. But a bit more relaxed. You'll see the gap now, 4.5 seconds. That's the greatest thing to see. Arifin just now in 3rd position. He's made a move on Callum. Callum has actually dropped back into the clutches of Arate. And Arate now looking to go around the outside. Callum must have made a mistake. Arate looks down the inside, does the switcheroo. And he's now got the inside for turn 2. Yes, he makes a position his own. He's up to P4. Arate up to position P4 at the moment.
Malaysia 1, 2, 3, Philippines 4, 5, 6. Nations Cup is looking interesting now.
Wow, you just mentioned it as well. Good. But you don't score points for round 2. I just remembered because race 2 is reverse grid race, and the points are less. You don't actually score points for race 2, so shame about that. But yeah, Malaysia 1, 2, 3, like I said. Philippines 4, 5, and 6.
How unfortunate.
Yeah. So it looks like Arate looks pretty good there. This will be good for his championship. It's going to be very close, you know, between Arate, Cruz, and Matrillo after this race. I think 3 of them will be very close in points. So all to play for in the copper class going into the last round. A bit further back, Kelvin Powell's having a good race. He's all over the back of Daniel Uy. Daniel Uy, this is the battle for 8th position. Daniel Uy, I think he's from Malaysia? No, he's Singaporean. See the flag there in the yellow and black car, holding on at the moment. But Powell, whoa, yes, will he go down the inside of the last corner? He's looking at it, isn't it? He does go to the inside. Does Daniels give him the space? Yes, he does. Who can get the track? Oh, what happened? Okay, we are having some lag issues. We might have to, I think after this race, we're going to have to go out of the server and restart, not restart the server, but get back in the server for bronze. Hopefully that will cure these issues for the bronze race. But I think it's on our side. But another tap out of turn 2. But for the now, Danny Uy holds on.
Yeah, everyone looking a bit more spaced out, trying to catch the driver ahead. These guys here fighting for position 3, all slipstreaming each other. The thing about Laguna Seca, since it's so high speed and flowy, you do get slipstream. However, in these fast corners with downforce, and you see it in the Indy cars, you just get so much understeer behind the car ahead. So the hardest thing is trying to catch. But Zetric Arate now, down the inside towards the corkscrew.
One of the most difficult places to overtake, but he does manage to do it. Oh, he runs a bit wide.
Stops the car.
Does stop the car. Ade Putra looks to come back at him. Not quite able to do it. And Arate, wow, P3, race 1 winner today and now position 3. Ade Putra though sends it down the inside. Takes a move back. Great move. Arate though just drives around the outside, gives him some space at the apex, and now makes the move his own. He's definitely got P3. He's going to get a good exit out of there. Ade Putras doesn't get a very good exit, but fortunate for him, the cars behind are fighting. Sorry, that's Azmi Arifin. Ade Putras in 2nd position. Ade Putras further up the road as Arifin that lost position 3 to Arate.
Indeed, but Morgan commanding the lead right now. 7-second gap to P2.
Wow, he did a really, really good job. He's going to get fastest lap of the race. Maybe not, actually. Oliveira's just done a really fast lap, and so has Peter Dutoit. So a couple of drivers out there doing some very quick laps. So maybe he won't get fastest lap, but yes, that's a really commanding lead. Ade Putra in second position, Zetric Arate in third, and this battle now for fourth position between Arifin, Cruz, Kalam, and Oliveira. Oliveira in the dark blue car, picking up the tail of this train of 4 cars. Oh! Arifin runs wide, the Malaysian goes wide, disaster for him, and he loses 3 positions. He goes from 4th to 7th in a blink of an eye.
Laguna Seca doesn't forgive.
And now Callum has made a... Is that Callum? Yeah, Callum has made a mistake. Oh no! Callum, who was position 10 in the championship and looking so good, has now dropped right to the back. That's really benefited Cruz. Cruz and Oliveira then back into the top 5 now, so that's really good for the championship fight. These guys are fighting for the championship lead, and they managed to clear those tricky drivers.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing these drivers make mistakes of their own, you know, just by them lonesome, but Laguna Seca is such an infamously tricky track, so you do get these experienced drivers making mistakes like that.
I'll come back to this battle in a second, but just want to look at Shazro Iman. He's just set the fastest lap of the race. He's really a driver on the move, and he's looking to try and take Callum, the recovering Callum, after spinning on the previous lap. But yeah, Iman, where's he finding this pace from? He did a 29.2 earlier on. Now he's going to see if he can get past Callum. But back at the front though, Ade Putra coming under serious pressure from Janelli Cruz. Zetric Arate. Arate though, winner of race 1 and 3rd in the championship at the moment. Oh, not able to do it. Looks to the inside. He's not close enough. Pulls out of the move. Oh, and through the pressure though, the young Malaysian, only 12 years old, Hendra Ade Putra, makes a mistake. And that's it. He's dropped to the positions there. Oh no. What's happened to Thiago Oliveira? He's disappeared. Oliveira, he's been running such a good race, but he's disappeared from the race. Wow, that's going to destroy his championship points. And there he is. He looks depressed. He might maybe too many incident points, so he's out of the race. Back to the front though, Zetric Arate in position second, and Janelli Cruz in third. This is really looking good for the championship now.
Yeah, Zetric Arate looking like a possible championship leader at the end of this weekend. Really got the bit between his teeth for this round too. Up into second from the reverse grid. Could we see him close an 8-second gap in say 2 laps?
I'm going to stick my neck out on the line and say no chance. There's only 2 more laps to go. Sri Murugan also, he's still in the 29s. He just did a 29.7, so that's looking very good for him. But it's been a really good day for this man, Zetric Arate, winner of race 1. He's going to take second position. Wow, that's going to really put him in the championship hunt. It's going to be a very close 3-way hunt between Arate, Cruz, who is currently in third. He'll be right up there as well. And let's look at who was leading the championship. Matrillo, he's disappeared from the race completely, so he must have had too many incident points as well. Matrillo, he'll still be in the championship hunt because he had a good lead coming into this round. But it's going to be close between the 3 Filipino drivers.
Cruz looking a bit risky there, you know, just playing a bit of tag with the gravel there in the exit of 10.6. The exit at 10.6 and the braking of the corkscrew is looking like a real danger zone for drivers out there today.
Okay, back with Sri Murugan with Stratos Motorsports. He crosses the line. This is first race win for ERGP. Well done. Finally a smile for Murugan. Wow. He rolls his eyes a bit. That was a tough race. He really struggled in qualifying, struggled in race 1, but turned it around for race 2. What a great win for him. Zetric Arate, Cruz in second and third. Hendry Ade Putra brings it home in 4th position. Good race result for him. Azmi Arifin in 5th. Kelvin Powell 6th. Shazri Iman in 7th. Callum in 8th. Uy in 9th. And Peter Dutoit rounding out the top 10. But I think it's about this man today, really. I mean, well, these 2 men, really. Arate won race 1, finished second race 2. He'll be right there in the championship hunt now. I don't think he has a championship lead. I think the championship lead belongs to this guy, Janelli Cruz. Wow. with Matrillo having a disastrous round today. Cruz, I think, will move into the championship lead. Obviously, Ferrari fan, you can see his avatar at the bottom there with the Ferrari shirt. I think looks like the backdrop of Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. So they'll be the championship leader now, I believe. What a great day for him.
Great racing. Drama, of course, as usual with Copper Class. Very action-packed. And yeah, honestly, a pleasure to watch these guys always.
There's Murugan as well in the green Stratus Motorsport car. Good win for him. This will help his championship bid as well, but I think he's just outside the top 10. We have the bronze class coming up in a while, but for now, let's look at the grid. The results of race 2. Murugan, Arati, Cruz, the top 3. Malaysia, 4th to 7th with Putra, Arifin, Pau, and Iman. Then 8th is Kalam. Daniel Rain Ui in 9th, and Peter Dutoit rounds out the top 10. And fastest of the lap of the race, right at the death, is Zetrik Arate there. 2 points for him. So that will also help him win the championship lead. Wow, maybe Arate might be leading the championship. It's going to be super close. We'll get those results to you on social media later.
Yeah, Sri Murugan returning to the top step after his round 1 win. Round 1 race 1 win. But it's good to see Malaysia back at the top again. Philippines really has been dominating this championship along with Oliveira, the Kiwi. So it's good seeing another Malaysian coming to win. Yeah,
it's good. I mean, Murugan's been struggling a little bit the last couple of rounds. So it's nice for him to get that monkey off his back, so to speak, and get that first win. I think that is his first win with us. We have the bronze category coming up. But that's Copper Class. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back right after this break.
Things to be aware of organizing eRacing Championship without race room. First, no automated leaderboard would always be labor intensive. Elimination round would be the only way to filter the winners. Having the participants adhering to the schedule would be a huge test. We need to know the task will get bigger when participants increases. Time consuming. Organizing eRacing Championship without race room, it's all need run manually to take down the participants and eliminate them from first round group to final round group. Because it is manual human labor, there bound to be human error. Manual human labor would have a price tag for the man-hours involved. New participants would never have chance. The eRacing clubs in the world will send their best racers to participate the race. But that means your championship exposure is just limited to the eRacing clubs. Why choose race room? Our 3E official championship have fully automated leaderboard. Participants can log in anytime to lead the fastest lap time within the qualifying period. Each of the racers already have their ranks with race room. Next, save time. You can have unlimited amounts of participants in a super short time to qualifying them to final race. Race room can cover unlimited amount of participants. We have a full automated esports ecosystem from qualifying leaderboard to broadcast AI. Besides, race room's free contents lets everyone can participate to the race.